Hey, what's up, guys? Hope y'all are having a great week so far. Middle of the week, we're almost to the weekend. I know I didn't have a video last week, but there wasn't really much going on, so I'm doing one this week, and I've got some really exciting stuff to show you, so stick around. As usual, this is not financial advice. I will post the timestamps below so you can jump around to the things that you want to watch. And anything that I talk about that I use to trade with, all of those things are in the description below if you're interested in any of them. And I'm going to show a little bit on the Discord today as well, because there are some alerts that I have on there that can help us find tokens early. And we've been finding a lot of them. Actually, I'm going to show you one right here. Well, I was giving you a signal that Bitcoin was dipping there. I'm just going to kind of go quickly through these that I've posted recently. XLM, this was a short that I did. And I am, y'all let me know in the comments below if you are interested in me showing you more on how to leverage trade. I've done a couple short videos on it, but I could do a series because I think it is very important to know how to trade leverage, although it's very risky and you need to be careful with it. You need to get some experience first, just by paper trading. But when the market top finally comes in here in 2 to 3 months, whatever it may be, it'll be nice to be able to short the market as well, right? Because you can make money both ways. So we had this token PALU. This person in our Discord made 16x on it. It was their first big win. So it was really cool to see that. I was just making a comment that I love seeing messages like this. So, good for that person that they were able to make some money. I'm thinking Bitcoin could come down to 114K. I'm not going to go over it too much because I already posted it here. But the reasoning for this thinking is if you look at Bitcoin dominance here, I'm going to invert the chart. It's going to come down here, I think anyway, and retest some of this area. This is the last fair value gap that hasn't been really filled yet. I mean, you could say maybe that filled it right there, but I think it could still come back down one more time. And the other thing is it could just fill this one back over here. So that's why I say, 60 to 63%. Maybe we don't need all of this. Maybe we just need a little bit of it, and then it's ready to go again. So if I uninvert this, then our first move down would be to about 49% is what I have. And, that could be the drop. Maybe it doesn't go anywhere below that, but I do have a target of about 46% as well. So it could come a little bit below that. It could even come down even more. I mean, there's a chance it hits like 43 to 42. I'm just not sure if it fills these down here or not, because there is a lot of, like, if you draw a line here, there is a lot of like resistance, or what was once resistance, now support. So that's kind of why I have that 46% right there. But the reason why this is important for those that you that don't know, when Bitcoin dominance drops real hard, that's when alts fly. I mean, they just go crazy, and I think that is coming. So you can get excited about that. No more fear. Yeah, I was saying here, chop suey. I was playing around. Wordplay, chop suey. So the token suey just needs a little bit of a dip here, and I think it's ready to go. I'm gonna show you another one here in just a second. That's a good one as well. EXO, I felt like the breakout retest was complete, but it dipped a little bit more than that. I think it can still go later. Oh, and SFUND, I'm going to talk to you about that one here in a second. So anyway, let me just jump forward here and keep talking about some of these. We're going to look at some smart money things as well, because that's what we look at here mostly. And I'm going to show you some chart setups as well. That's what I'm starting here with XLM. And hit the subscribe, hit the like if you're really enjoying this content. I'm going to give you some plays that haven't moved yet so that you can make some money off them. I've been posting a lot of them on my Twitter. So if you're somebody that's been waiting to get on my Discord, you could have made some money to be able to afford it. So it's up to you. We've got a full spreadsheet list of tokens that we're tracking, that we have buy sell signals that automated. They're 24/7 automated, just like our smart money signals. So 24/7, you got signals coming through on that Discord, and if you want to take advantage of those, then join us. A lot of people enjoy being over there. So XLM, kind of the same thing as what I just talked about with SUI. We're just looking for a drop into the box here, maybe, to fill this fair value gap completely, and that would be around 37 cents roughly. I mean, it almost touched it there, but we could have a short-term rebound and then come back down. That's at least the way I see it. I've got a little money flow indicator down here. Yeah, see, daily is still bearish. 12 hours bullish, but you got a lower high right there on the 6 hour. And then you're losing momentum here on the 3 hour as well. So yeah, I think that's what we're looking at. Yeah, you're bearish on the 1 hour. So I think that's what we're looking at. You know, possibly, maybe it doesn't even come up anymore, but you know, maybe it just kind of bleeds into this area and then it's ready to go. Timing's unknown on this. I would suspect, you know, after a week or two, we should see this starting to move up. And here on XRP, I'm going to show you what that looks like. So this was 2017. And just going back to XLM really quick. Go to a higher time frame so it's not so hard to see. So you got a downtrend that was acting as resistance the whole time. It broke above it. It's trying to retest it, and then it breaks out. It's really the same thing when I inverted the Bitcoin dominance chart, right? So you're kind of seeing how that pattern plays out. We just don't know how long it's going to take. So here on XRP, same exact thing. Breakout, retest, pump. And we're seeing a lot of tokens right now that look like this, that are putting in these type of, you know, mini breakout and then retest, or they're working on the retest and then they break out and have a really big move. But when this happened for XRP back in 2017, Bitcoin dominance, I can go back to there, February 2017. Find that for you. Here we go, right here. This is February. So that was exactly when this thing was starting just, you know, to waterfall over like that. And notice how things get really tight before a move like that. And then they expand, expand, expand. And then once the expansion is complete, then things start to tighten up again, but it takes a while for it to happen. So look how things got really tight here at the peak in January 2021, and then it fell off the cliff. Now, what do we have now? We've got, you know, it got very tight here at this one, really tight still. I mean, look how the price action here is much tighter than all of this. So look how tight this is coiling up to do, you know, it's just going to climb this a little bit and then it's going to roll over. Of course, this is inverted, so, or no, it's not. I don't know. Yeah, okay, I've got it. Sorry, sometimes I confuse myself if I have it inverted or not. So this is not inverted. This is the real chart, right side up. And it's just going to climb up a little bit and then roll over. And that's when alts really take off. Okay, so we talked about that. XLM targets, I'm thinking, you know, $4 or so. I haven't really looked too much into it, but your major resistance is going to be 52 cents to begin with. And then once it gets above that, then higher targets are coming, you know, $4 or something, maybe more. XRP, I made this little color-coded chart to illustrate where I thought it could go. I think one of our targets in the Discord is 625. Do we have another one? Okay, I guess not. So 625 is the first target for XRP, but it could reach up into this risky area as well. I mean, this possible area is probably where it's going to end up, but you know, it could climb into, you know, 10 to 17, 18, whatever. And same thing for XLM, you know, it has a chance to go higher as well. A lot of these do. I mean, a lot of them have a chance to do like a 10x, 20x, but some will, some won't. Some will only do 5x, you know, like Doge or something, because they're, you know, a higher market cap. They have a lot of liquidity, but they also have a harder time moving. Let's see. Oh yeah, BLOXWAP. I was going to tell you about this one. So this is more of a Degen play, although it is a real project. This one is the one I was talking about on my Twitter just a minute ago, where it had the breakout and it came back down. And it, oh no, that was EXO. Sorry, this is a different one. So anyway, this one has the same thing as what we just looked at, right? Where now it's in the breakout phase, it's in the markup phase, and you know, it may come down just a tad, and then it's ready to go again. First target for this one, 2.77 million market cap, and then, you know, somewhere up here in 4 million. But, you know, if this thing gets moving, then it's definitely coming up here, in my opinion, unless they just, you know, dump the whole thing, the whole project, but I don't think that's going to happen. And then if we look at the metrics on Nansen, they're looking pretty good. Let's see, you got whales buying there, you got fresh wallets buying. I mean, you really don't want to see tokens going on the exchange. I thought I had seen a different view of this that looked better. 24 hour, no, maybe not. Okay, so this one, yeah, it's just kind of stagnant right now, but I think it will pick up again. Do I want to show you? Yeah, this one doesn't matter. I don't know why I had this one pulled up. All right, so I'm going to get into, I've already pulled some of these up. They're here on the tabs that you can't see. but I wanted to just briefly go through this and show you the ones over all market caps that smart money is interested in. And the reason why we like smart money is they tend to get in early. Now they may sell early, but the main thing is they're getting in early, and that's what we care about. We want to, these are like our volume indicators. We want to know as soon as volume is coming into a token, so we can get in as early as we can. Okay, so we got SFUND, EIGEN. These are ones that I pulled up for you. BGB, did I pull up ZIG? I think I didn't pull up ZIG. And then we've got SNX, and I think I might have pulled up CYPR. Oh, WLFI is one of them I pulled up. So these are just ones I chose at random. They all have positive net flows. We want to see that. That means more smart money wallets are buying than selling, or at least they're buying more than they're selling. And you've seen me do this. You know, if you're new, you haven't seen this, but if you've been watching the videos for a while, you've seen this before. You can get a quick view here. If you don't want to have to click in and look at anything specific, you can just get a quick view here, and I'm going to tell you what you want to watch for. Now you can look at 24-hour. You know, I was talking about EIGEN before this move. All these we were talking about before the move, but I think they will continue to move. So that's why I'm talking about them again. So last 24 hours, we have, these are the only things that matter down here to me. Smart money has sold a little bit. It doesn't really matter. I mean, you want to look at these multipliers here over the last 24 hours. You know, how much more is the activity than it has been previously? And you got, you know, here's one that jumps out at you. If it's red, it means that's a bearish signal. So you got top P&L traders. They've sold 580K. The top P&L traders of this token tend to make good money, right? I mean, for this particular token, they make a lot of good trades. So basically it's saying net token flows from the top 100 wallets that have the highest profit and loss trading this token within a selected time period. I mean, we can click through on this and just see, I mean, is it the good traders that are making money on this, or is it the bad traders? So your top 100, your top 50, your bottom 50. So the top 50 have a net outflow, meaning that they are actually, I believe this means that they are, I think this means they're selling. Sometimes the inflow outflow thing can be a little bit confusing. But I believe what that means is, like, this is definitely inflow right here to their wallet. So I think that's what it's talking about, net inflow to their wallet. So currently the top 50 traders believe that this thing can dip some. And then if we look at, you know, here's just another thing you look at if you want to dive into it more deeply. Is you can look over here at smart money. And smart money is accumulating over the last 30 days. And we can see where they began to accumulate was way back here, but they really started accumulating again much more heavily on the 1st of October. So hasn't been that long, right? I mean, look at price. It just followed them buying. So, you know, they tend to buy early, and they're the ones that push the price sometimes as well. So they increased their supply that they own by 2 times. It went from 0.06% to 0.12%. So they own 0.12% of the supply. Every one of these smart money wallets, if you add all of them up for the percent ownership, that's what it comes out to. You can see how much they own right here and the value of how much they own right there. So you've got a guy here that has a ton here at the very top. He's got 1.8 million, barely sold any. I mean, well, he sold 20%. This person's barely sold any, but they've accumulated recently, right? So some of these people like to take short-term profits really quick. Some of them like to hold on longer, and they're looking for certain targets to hit first. So you got smart money, you got whales buying, EIGEN, it's looking pretty good. But there is a little bit of volatility right now. You know, some people are selling just a little bit until it's ready to move again. All right, CDFI, I think this one's really interesting because I'm trying to remember, do I have a chart on this one somewhere? Yeah, I thought I had it pulled up. Oh, I know what I'm going to show you. Okay. So see this structure here where, you know, they make it look like it's going to go up and then it just dumps all of a sudden. This was a big FUD moment. And I told people at the time, I said, this is probably FUD. So you could, you know, you can make some money off this token. And the people that were buying this big wick, and I don't recommend catching a falling knife. It's not that. It's just that I knew this was an established project. And I knew that this, this pattern it was putting in would eventually recover. At least I felt like it would. And so the people that were buying this have already made a 3x coming back up. I feel bad for the people that were already holding it. You know, there's a lot of people upset at that, but I think they'll be fine in time. It's going to break above this and go much higher, in my opinion. But you can see, I mean, there's a ton of accumulation here. I think this was the one anyway. Well, it's not, I mean, it's the normal volume actually. I think it was maybe over the 7-day period I was looking at. Yeah, there it is right there. So $64 million worth of money was put into this token. Let's see, Fresh Wallets did 200K. Top P&L traders sold a lot, but compared to this, it's nothing. And then 10 million tokens have come off the exchange in that time period. It's not a huge, you know, you're not seeing a big, I'm wondering what the 30-day looks like. Because usually when I'm looking at this stuff, I want to see that, for some reason that's not going to come up. I want to see at least something over the one multiplier. I'd like to see something over 2 multiplier if I can find it, because that gives me a lot more indication that people are really interested in it. And I didn't even notice this. Smart money's actually accumulating this one, or they were back here. So maybe they'll start accumulating again. Looks like some of them sold off there quite a bit, actually. I don't know why they were accumulating back here and they were selling as it dipped. I guess they got surprised by the dip as well and decided to move it somewhere else. But anyway, I think this one will recover. You've got one smart money wallet right here that actually holds a ton still. They have 2.5 million worth of value. So yeah, they're in it for the long haul. If you see something like a 180-day smart trader, that means that they tend to hold longer. They tend to hold at least 180 days on these tokens. So that gives you a little bit more confidence. And they have a P&L of almost 10 million, 85% win rate. I mean, this is a really good wallet. So I'll try to remember to post this one in the video chat once I get done uploading the video. So that'll be their wallet right there. And what I was going to mention about this is, notice how, so we've got accumulation phase. I'm just showing you the pattern that typically happens before a big pump. You got accumulation phase where it's just like mostly sideways. It could be trending down or it could be trending up and still be accumulation. And then when it breaks down and people are calling for FUD, now you've got a shakeout, and now everybody's getting out because they don't want to have to wait for it to go back up. And then once enough people are out, it pumps. And if I jump back over to the chart, you're going to see that, how it looks very similar. Right here. Now, let me get rid of that. For some reason the volume won't go away. There we go. Okay. So see, big wick down. And this one had more of a downward angle. That's what I was talking about. This is actually accumulation as this comes down. But then you had this big drop, and now only the people that, well, I can't assume what people are thinking, but only the people that have confidence or conviction in this project or in this token, or understand what this actually means when something drops like this and it's still in the bull market, then, you know, they're okay to, they have confidence to accumulate this token because it is going to push up, they believe. And you'll see that right there. Here's what I'm talking about, the shakeout. So it'll have, if you want to wait on this impulse right here, you know, if it does some kind of impulse like that, then that would tell you that it's ready to go right there. And it would just do a little dip and it's ready to go. So SFUND is one to consider if you want something way down near support. All right, BitGet token is one that we talked about prior. It had this big volume candle, I believe, is when we were talking about it on the 1st of September. Actually, I'm not sure where we talked about it exactly, but I think that is right. We talked about it in August or September. So we found the exact bottom. Hasn't moved a whole lot yet, but you know, we are seeing some increase here. The price is moving up. And the reason for that is, I mean, look at this. So we've got 3.2 times more average than what is usual over the last 7 days, you know, over the previous 7-day period. So you got 1.78 million tokens coming off the exchange. Remember, if you see tokens coming off the exchange, it's almost always a bullish thing. Because imagine if you had, we'll just talk about the flip side of this. If you had sold a token for stable coins, USDC, USDT, whatever it is, and you pulled those tokens off of the exchange to put onto your cold wallet, what would that mean to other people if they saw that? They would know that it meant that you felt like the market was risk off. So when you see something like this, where people are, basically selling a stable coin to buy this token on the exchange and then pulling this token off the exchange, then that's a bullish signal. That's a risk on signal. So just remember that if you see that. And then you've also got smart money buying there. Yeah, I think that's all I wanted to talk about with that one. I mean, we can look at what the smart money looked like as far as where they were buying, because we like to see, this right here. We definitely want to see this. I think I need to go back further, actually, because when we were talking about it, it was probably back here. Yeah, when they first started buying right there. Might even have to go back to 90 days. Yeah. I know we were talking about it in August at least, so it was somewhere in here. And you can see as smart money buys, price goes up. And you may think, okay, well, isn't that the opposite if they sell? Not always. Sometimes smart money is early to sell, and then fresh wallets can step in, retail can step in, and then eventually it rolls over. But just because the smart money wallet sells doesn't always mean it just goes down immediately. All right. Oh yeah, I did bring up Zigcoin. Okay. So Zigcoin, probably mentioned this one, about 15 to 30 days ago. So let's actually look at the last 7 days and see what it's showing. Smart money's buying a lot. Look at that. That's what we want to see. Remember, if you see a green number, that's bullish. So you got your top P&L traders buying, smart money's buying, tokens are coming off the exchange. Fresh wallets are buying $1 million worth. This looks really good. Just trying to see where. So it needs to hold about 8 to 9 cents. If you wanted to, it already covered that. So yeah, this looks pretty good to me. Is this the regular? Yeah. What does the log look like? So it hit this top and it rejected. Looks like it wants to start working back up to hit that top again. So it has some work to do, but once it breaks above, what is that? Almost 18 cents, that's when it really gets moving. So, could be some chop, up, down, and then finally it breaks out. But it looks pretty good so far. Synthetics is another one we mentioned probably 30 days ago. We'll look at the 7-day data. Yeah, not a whole lot to write home about here. I mean, tokens are coming off the exchange. It's good. We're not seeing some huge numbers yet, though. But I gave you the exact bottom on synthetics. I've showed you this trick before, but if you ever want to, whoever you're looking up, you just type in from : if it's me you're looking up, type in, we would have did the money sign SNX like that. September 25th, August 28th. Looks like August 28th is when we talked about it. So maybe I wasn't as early as I thought. Oh yeah, I was. Okay. Where is August? Oh, there it is. Yeah, so we found the exact bottom. So great. This is the thing. I mean, you can get it before this pump if you're watching closely. So that right there was a 2x move that you could have gotten. I mean, you really didn't have to wait that long for that 2x move. It's kind of crazy because if you're willing to take risks, you can actually make much more money in a shorter period of time with Degen plays, but they are very risky. Whereas something like SNX is not. But if you look at something like, what was it, NL? I mean, we did a 25x on NL because we've got 24/7 alerts going on in our Discord. Here's what it looks like right here, just if you're interested in it. And the link for our Discord is below. I'm not trying to make the Discord big. I just, for anybody that wants, wants to make some money with Degen plays, or like I said, we've got a spreadsheet that's got long-term plays that we curated that also has buy-sell signals right here in this channel. This channel is going to alert you when it's time to take profits on whatever token is on our spreadsheet. I've got it all coded to do that. So it gives you an AI sell or an AI buy signal. But what was I going to show you on this? I actually forgot. Oh, we've got a Degen calls channel where we kind of have fun with this, where we post plays, and if somebody hits a big play or something, it kind of gives them credit here for it. Where's it at? Oh, there's one here somewhere. I just saw it. There it is. So this token here, who posted this one? Grizzly Bear. He got a 8x on this one. And so this bot, if you post the CA in here, the contract address, and it does a big move like this, you'll get credited for it later. So we've seen a lot of wins like that as well. So anyway, that's our Discord. And let's see, what else did I want to show you? We looked at Zig. Okay, that was synthetics, okay. All right, here's Cypher. This is one that actually Grizzly's been talking about this one. He's one of our more active people in Degen chat. He's been wondering if this one's ready to move. And I would say there's a chance that it is. You know, you could just kind of draw a really simple, like trending baseline there, support line. And then you could say, I was telling him that this is what it looks like to me anyway. And this looks like a triangle that it's just retesting. And I would say it probably comes down to about, if I had to guess, maybe 16.5 cents, maybe a little bit lower. You know, it could retest the support one more time. So something around 16 cents, I would say, and then it'll be ready to move. So yeah, I mean, this one looks pretty good as far as a technical setup. I don't know how long it'll take to do this, but it's looking pretty solid. You got a lot of tokens come off the exchange. Why is that showing up as red? You want tokens coming off the exchange. I have to get with them about that. Ask them if that's actually correct. So public figures, 98K. This is 31 times more. Oh, this is a 6-hour time frame. Sorry. Let's look at 24-hour. Yeah, so public figures 11 times more than they've bought over the same time period. I wonder what 7 days looks like on this. Well, it's not. It's a brand new token, so it's not going to look like much at all. Yeah, I mean, this just looks like buys across the board on this one. I think this could be a really good play. So I would consider this more of a Degen play, of course, but you know, base is a really hot ecosystem, and you know, your holders are climbing really fast here. Had a big drop to begin with, and I mean, that's actually good for you if it can recover. I have a method that I teach on the Degen channel, where if it can hold this line right here, then it's ready to go. So my support line is a little bit lower than that because of the angle that it's at, but you know, it looks like it might just come down to 17 cents even and be ready to go. So I kind of like this one. I may even buy this one myself. We'll see. I need to remember to post this one to Grizzly because he was asking about it. All right, and for our final one, we've looked at this one before, World Liberty Financial, WLFI. I think eventually it is going to move, but it sure is taking its time. You know, it's already covered. I mean, it could still come down to this wick right here, and there's a chance it could fall below that, but you know, this would be a point to consider a long anyway. And even here is a point to consider a long, around 18 cents. You know, the top P&L traders are selling at a high rate, although tokens are coming off the exchange at a higher rate as well. So it's kind of mixed signals over the last 24 hours. Whales are buying this dip. There you go, right there over the last 7 days. Yeah, 7 million tokens off the exchange. There's no huge volume yet, though. So you know, it might be better to wait and see if it can start moving back up first, because you don't want to get caught in something that's just dipping forever, right? There are better opportunities out there. So, you know, I've showed you a couple opportunities that I think could pump. Actually, I showed you 3 or 4. So if you didn't quite catch them, if I spoke too fast, just go back and watch it again. Those are some of the tokens that I'm going to be buying soon as well. So I'm trying to give you more and more, you know, ideas, because I want you all to succeed. Of course, if you want more, you know, if you want more of my content, you're more than welcome to join our Discord. If you want to use Nansen, if you want to use Moni, which is a social platform for crypto, or if you want the engineering robo, I didn't even show this, but if you want the engineering robo indicator, which is a really good indicator, then that's also in the description below. So all those things, there's discounts for those things. There's free trials for those things below. Go ahead and take advantage of that if you want it. And if you don't, just keep listening to me here on the video every once in a while, or especially follow my Twitter, because I post free plays on there all the time. So, I do have paid things, but I also have free things that I try to give y'all as much as I can. Those of you that are, struggling, don't have as much money to be able to join Discord. Okay, well, I hope y'all have a good rest of your week. We'll do another one of these next week. I think the pump is coming. We're not far. Maybe another 1 to 2 weeks or something. And, Q4 is going to be really good, I believe. And we'll just see how it all works out. Okay, y'all take care.